Hey! Welcome back to Moans Labs. It's been a minute. Sorry, videos have been kind of in and out lately. Trying to figure out what I want to film, what I want to put on the channel, and I just haven't had a lot of substantial ideas I think I want to put on the channel. But today we are going to do a little video on the main focus is the Gixxer. The Gixxer's giving me a slight problem that maybe other Gixxer owners or sport bike owners or just regular people that work on bikes run into and maybe don't know how to do. Today, the main focus is the starter button sticks. So sometimes like you push it and it's like click, or sometimes it goes like or it'll crank a little bit, or it won't stay down, or sometimes it stays sticking down, which is bad. So we are going to change that, and I'm going to show you how to change it, test it, check it all out, and do it yourself. So yeah, main focus is the 2007 GSXR 600 today. So here we go, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so we are going to use hands-free today to do this video, and I'm going to first start by showing you guys what my bike is doing. Oh, I forgot my pocket had a hole in it so my phone falls through, but start this up. Starting to kick her up. 1 second. I'll put it in neutral. Sometimes it'll start up, and sometimes this button will stick. So if I go again, sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't, so nothing. So that's what we're going to be fixing today, is we're going to be fixing the starter button switch, or the starter, you know, not the solenoid, but the switch. And then maybe if we get into it, my headlight stopped working, so we're going to figure that out too. But just the running lights work right now. And but this is the main focus for today, is to get this switch fixed and working, and this is a genuine part from Suzuki, so this should work good, and we shouldn't have any more issues with that. So we'll get right into it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go get a screwdriver, a Phillips. How do you guys like the new toolbox, by the way? I got a new toolbox for here at home. I've been filling it slowly with parts, so that's why videos have been taking a while. Yeah, I'm excited about this new box. We're going to get into this, and that should work. A little stubby should work like that. And you're going to walk over, and I've kind of already pre-done this, but if you can't, try and get your stubby in down here. There should be two Phillips head screws down here, and you'll just undo them. You get to turn sometimes. These stubbies are really good sometimes. At least get them to break free. But yeah, new toolbox. We got parts coming from the Harley, so I'm going to do a build on that, and I'll record that and put that up on the channel. And so you guys will have some more content to view soon. Hopefully, I say that now, I always say that, but Halloween was yesterday, so that gives you a timeline of when I said that versus when this comes out. Okay. Should be about done. I just don't want to drop anything. Alright, so this is the first screw. Put it right there. Built this table too. It comes with the ramp, or not the ramp, but made the ramp. Use the ramp for my truck to put the bikes on the table, but the bike table will help. It's a nice little, elevates it about 2.5 feet, I think. And then, yeah, it's just so stuff's like kind of like eye level with you while you're working on it. I can only put one bike up at a time, so that's why we're doing it like this down here, which isn't too bad either. Take that screw out. Okay. Next thing you want to do is you're going to want to, this is, some of you guys like to run this kind of tight. You're going to want to, this is your adjuster for your throttle cable. So some of you guys will have yours way out here, like about 1/2 inch away. You know, if your throttle cable's kind of worn out, like way out here. You're going to want to thread that, well, if your adjuster is up against it, you're going to loosen the adjuster and run it all the way up into this 90-degree curve here. You're going to run this little dial all the way up. And then you're going to thread all of this all the way back in, as tight as you can get it up into this L. And then what you're going to do is you're going to see your cable here, and that's going to help you. I think last time I just slid this off, though. I can't remember. I did something like that. You're going to want to disconnect the cable If I can, maybe I have a screwdriver that can do it, but I think I can just pull it off the end. I can't remember. Somewhat. Maybe I need a screwdriver. Need lights in here now. It looks so dark. That might work. All right. If you get a little flathead, you can kind of undo the cable just like that. Undo the cable, pull your bar or your grip off, and now you have your switch. So the switch is real easy. It's just this kind of setup in here, and this is, I'm going to go through what to do. If you don't want to buy a new switch, you can kind of check these few things. I have already gone through the steps of checking this, so I'm going to just replace it because it's only, the genuine switch is only like $100, so I'm going to swap it out. But I will show you guys, if you guys have this issue, what to check before you just go buy this part. Sometimes it's an easy fix, sometimes it's not. I've kind of been fighting with this for a little while, so I'm going to replace it today. So you'll have your switch. You'll see I just took out this little I don't even know what to call it, this little thing here. But it sits right in here like that. So you'll take it off the bar, you'll open it up like this, and you'll have this U in there. Set that down next to your bolts. Then you'll have this Phillips head in there. And you're going to undo that. And you'll see this is just a cover. Just be real careful, don't drop it. And that plastic cover will come out, and you can set that down right there or wherever you want it. And then you will see this is what the switch is. So you'll see that you have, here, let me get the, so you see the end of this screwdriver here. There's this little white plastic bar down in there. And this plastic bar is a button. And you see when you hit the button, that the button pushes in on this bar, and this bar goes into this cluster of wires here. This is your switch. And when you push it in, it allows electricity to go through, I think it's one of these wires. I think it's probably, we'll say it's the orange-white one. I'm not totally sure on this specific model or not. But when you push it in, it allows electricity to bridge from here to, let's say, this white one. So that'll be like your power wire and then your ground wire. So when you push it in, it bridges the gap for the electricity and goes back to ground, and that's how your switch works. So sometimes if you have this problem where it sticks, or if it doesn't, or sometimes if it clicks, or if it cranks a little bit and doesn't, or if it gets stuck or sticks all the time, you can go in and you can push this button a couple times, make sure that's moving freely, which mine was, but it wasn't always working. I think it's just this switch is kind of starting to go bad, the contacts. But what you can do is you can get some WD-40, spray it on this little white bar, and you can go in and out, in and out, in and out, and just kind of push it in and out a bunch of times. Like probably you can do it as many times as you want. More times the better. It's probably not going to hurt it. Put a little WD-40 on there. Make sure it's not sticking when it's sliding in and out. And then take some compressed air. Like if you got a little bit of air, or like like brake cleaner or something, just kind of clean up in there and just take a little air and just blow out around this switch to make sure nothing's blocking it. I didn't go through the trouble of that because I don't have the air compressor hooked up right now, but I'm just going to replace this anyway, so it doesn't matter. So next thing you want to do so that's basically what you do to see if it's, if it can get you by kind of thing, because I get it. I've done some get you by projects myself, and it's not too bad, but not my favorite thing to do, so we're going to figure that out now. So that's what you can do to just get by. I'm going to replace it, so I'm going to go through the other steps to replace this switch. So to replace it, you have to separate the cable assembly from the switch. There's a little flathead, or at least, or not flathead, gosh, Phillips head underneath here that you can undo, and it does this little plate that's a locking plate for the 90-degree L's for the cables into the what am I saying? Not throttle body. What is this? The switch. I'm just going to keep calling it the switch. You'll have 2 little wires here that will go here to your to the brake. Yeah, it's the brake ones. So you want to make sure these are not gonna, because mine are kind of bent. So just be careful. You know, maybe look at those a little bit. They shouldn't come off too hard. They're real easy, but just be careful. Don't tear these wires, or you'll have to fix them. It's not too bad. Oh, sorry, camera. So now I have to follow this wire down and see if I can't get to the plug, because this is what we're replacing. It looks like identical. So we got to follow it down to this plug, undo it, and replace it. So I should have taken my fairings off. You don't have to, I don't think. So mine is going to be kind of short. I can kind of see it. The camera's going to be kind of in the way. But I wonder if I can't, like, just get it blind. A lot of times, if you can't see the plug and you have the plug that you're fixing with you, you can kind of see what the plug looks like without actually seeing what the plug looks like. So there's a little push tab on there somewhere, so I just got to feel around with my right hand. I can feel the plug. I just have to get it out. Okay. Okay, so we finally got this figured out. I'm going to pull this switch out. What I had to do was not as complicated as I made it. Was you don't really push down on this. Is you could take your flathead screwdriver. You can come in from the front of the fairing right here with your hand, and mine was just underneath of this frame rail. Some might be in other places, but you can see it through this gap here, and it should be right above your fan. At least that's where mine was. And the connector will have a little thing that slides over this. All you have to do is take your flathead and push in it and push down. So you just push down on this little thing here, but you'll have to come in from this way. So come in from that way, push down, and it should slide right out. And then it'll be like a little, looks like a 7 or 8 pin connector. And yeah, that's what it'll look like. All right, so we have our new one here. I'm going to remove these. And maybe in another video I'll show you guys the differences or test them differently. I don't have my multimeter here right now, so I can't tell you what the switch is supposed to do and what it's not supposed to do with a good known switch and a bad switch. So I apologize for that. I will start doing that in the future. This is just a basic Wednesday night for me. And yeah, it's not going to be too bad. Hopefully this works. eBay parts are kind of sketch, but these are supposed to be genuine Suzuki parts, so hopefully I can trust it. Also, for any of you that don't know, your cables will have a push-pull. So one of these will push, or one of these will pull, and one of these will push. The pull, so the one that pulls back when you pull it, that will be the top. That will be the top, because when you turn the throttle, it will pull and it will open the throttle bodies in there. So that's the one you want on there. Usually it's this one with the adjuster. That'll be the top. So just make note of that. Or if you have them backwards, you'll know. I just don't want you to forget that thought. So I'll stick the cables through. Kind of snake that there. Take my Phillips screw, just kind of thread it in there for right now. Get it in there by hand. I'm going to keep it kind of loose because I know I got to fight it over this. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I don't have to fight it that bad. A little different. Oh, so this one is a little different. Okay. My first difference is in the bridge I talked about earlier. So this is why you keep your old parts, because this is the difference. So there's a hump in this one, so I'm not going to use this. I'm going to put the old one back in. But I don't know why this hump is here. If you were in a pinch, you could probably grind that down or take a razor blade and cut it off, or even maybe set of pliers or something. But don't break this right here. It's pretty brittle. But I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the old one. It should fit right in. It shouldn't make any difference. Yeah. Pops in just like that. And then it sits flush on the bar. So that's what we're going to do. Next, you take your grip. Well, I guess I should plug it in first, shouldn't I? Make sure that it's routed correctly. I'm going to go inside the right fork here. I'm going to go back down into our hole. And I'll find the plug it was hooked into. There it is. There we go. Heard it click. All right. So now that that's plugged in, we're gonna fight with the grip and the cables. All right. Shouldn't be too bad. I'll turn my flashlight off. All right. So take your grip. Okay. You'll have a obviously your turn side or your pull side and your push side. So you'll want to. I always hook my pull side in first, but sometimes I put it in just whatever way it wants to. Sometimes it's just easiest to do that. Also, right, make the correct decision to slide it onto the bar and then put your deal in. Put your cable. There you go. And then comes the tricky part. So tricky part is you got to get this over top, which can be real tricky. Sometimes it gets in the way. Cool. Oh. Ooh, come on. Get it in there. I just got to get it over this little doodad here. Sometimes light is the biggest issue. Turn my hat around. Roll my sleeves up. Gotta be able to see what you're doing. If I can just... Okay, new plan. I don't want to break the cable, so I just want to like kind of make this work if I can. Slide that in there. Oh, it's gonna make me do it that way. Okay. Still gonna be a struggle. Okay. All right. I know, I need bar ends. I know. I need another hand is what I need. I need like this to get out of my way. And I need this to get in there. Turn. There we go. Sometimes working on bikes can be a pain in the ass. Everybody knows that. Anybody watching this video for information knows that working on bikes can be a real pain in the ass sometimes. Why can't I just like tighten it, you know? close. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my original method. Just gonna sneak it in there. Ever so slightly. There we go. Just like that. So you get this one and that one in there. And I snuck mine over the edge there with a screwdriver. Then you'll be able to kind of close the housing. Take my new screws, because why not put new screws in it? Just put old screws. We will okay. Oh, happens the best of us. How's your guys' day going? Mine's going pretty good. Working on bikes. ADHD. Okay, there you go. Who don't love working on bikes? Working on bikes can be real therapeutic. To people that don't understand it, like really, like some like inner peace about it that, you know, I've kind of missed. I took a little time off from working on stuff, and I do miss it. I miss having my stuff to ride, though. I took a good year to just ride my stuff and not work so much. You gotta make time to ride. If you can't ride, what's the point? We all love to ride, right? You should. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm just adjusting this a little bit so I can get like the distance right. So I like to have mine real kind of close here. That's way taller. Where is it? Oh, I guess mine is that tall. Huh, okay. I just feel like there's a lot of space right here. I feel like it should be like down here, not like way up there, but oh well. We will cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, so I'm going to plug my brake switch in. I can't remember which one. I don't know if it really matters. The brake switch is just a, you know, power in, power out kind of deal. But we'll find out. Sometimes these Gixxers can be electrical nightmares, so try to get everything back to where it was if it worked. Okay. All right, so should have my where's my so I should have my switch connected. Should have my cables in and on, and then like you kind of, if also this is another video thing, if you have this play in here and you don't like it, like some of you have like a lot of play, this is how you undo that. So you have your little adjuster here. Mine's like really tight because there's two ways you can adjust this. You can follow this cable down to the motor, and the motor will have a adjuster also, which is like for more like long, like if this is already maxed out, you do it down at the motor. But if it's not maxed out, if you have a little ways you can go here, you can adjust your throttle free play right here, which is basically you unthread it and it takes the slack out. So like if I want more slack, if I want more play in there, like that, I thread it in. If I want to take it out, I just unthread it and it takes the slack out. But be very careful. Don't do it like on the fly, because like, you know, you don't want to start your bike and have it be like, wah, you know, because it's pulling on the throttle cable. So just be aware of that, you know. That's pretty good. So tighten it down to the jam nut. I'm going to tighten the bottom screw now. Don't forget that. Put my nipple down here on the deal. It's just not long. That's what she said. All right. I know. I'm a child. This kit was like $11 at Menards, but it doesn't really have like a ton of stuff I use. Like, I need like a medium size. Maybe this guy will do. I don't know. I'm a Harbor Freight Bandit guy. I'm just like you guys, you know. I gotta make this one work. Yep, made it work. So I'm gonna tighten this one to the end there. And I'm gonna get this right where I want it. Oh, gotta fix that later too. Whoops. Nobody saw that. I kind of want it. Kind of want it inside my brake line though. Yeah, I think I want that inside my brake line. So we'll pull this back out quick. Sorry guys. We will fix that. Alright, so basically what we had done was I had moved the throttle cables to the inside of my brake line here, because on the outside it was on the outside and I didn't really like that. So that's where it sits now. I've adjusted the free play so it sits nice and tight, but there's still a little bit of free play in there, and it snaps good and it rotates good. Next is to sit on the bike and get it to where your button feels right for you. You want to make sure that you can, hit your button and get it to the right tilt angle. So that's basically it. So that's about it right there. So I'm going to take my screwdriver. I'm going to tighten it. And it's easiest to tighten the one on the back first. So tighten the one on the back at whatever angle you can get to it. And then leave the front one loose that's closest to you. And then you can tilt it. And then wherever you feel like you want to hit your button or whatever. So mine's about right there. I got the end mark just about right. So then we'll tighten tighten this one, which is right here, which is a little easier to get to. It's not easy, but I mean, some good stubby, screwdrivers will go a long way for stuff like controls. I like mine. I just picked up the set at Menards for like $11, so it's not too bad, but yeah, it feels good. Got your cables all in there, and I guess now the only thing to do is see if it works, so cross our fingers. Sounds like it works. Kickstand up, clutch in. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to turn it off. Turn it back on. Fuel pump will prime. Clutch in. It's a little cold. And she does have a lot of miles on it for a GSXR 600. But that's how you change your... your whatever you want to call this, your starter button, your kill switch, on, off, whatever you want to call it. But that's pretty much it. That should work for pretty much all sport bikes and off-road bikes. Well, not off-road, but like sport touring, stuff like that. Not dirt bikes, but I keep forgetting my phone. This pocket's got a hole. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you got good throttle response, just like minimal play is what you want. And then obviously make sure it doesn't rotate on the bar, because you don't want to be, max wrist, full tilt into it, and then have this thing turn on you or whatever. So, just go real easy with it. Also, before I end this video, before I put my phone in my pocket a third time and it falls down, always, whenever you do bar setup on anything, so whether you do, you know, this switch, a lever, a brake reservoir that I'm going to fix right now, this switch, a cable, anything, any wire, any cable, any of that, always do a left-right. Just sitting still. Bike does not have to be running. I prefer if it's not running, but always do a push-pull, and make sure none of your cables catch. They don't rub on anything that's like going to get you hurt. And, you know, just do that little step right before, you know, you leave, or, you know, do it 2 to 3 times even during it when you're trying to adjust the level and stuff. Because, you know, if you tilt this forward a little bit and then tilt it back, and then say like you go for a right turn or something and it catches on something, that's why I moved it to the inside of my brake line and not the outside, because I didn't want it pulling and catching on something. It puts you at risk of going down, and nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. So there's that. Always do a right, left a couple times. Just make sure you're good and ready. All right, guys, so we're gonna take this on a little ride here just to make sure that we did fix the issue. I don't have the greatest headlights, so we're gonna kind of keep it kind of mellow, but at least you guys get to see the first onboard footage of my Gixxer, actually. Oh, look at that, it also fixed my headlight. Awesome. So also it's about 34 degrees out. It's freezing. riding once the snow gets here. I haven't been able to ride much this summer, so get it in while you can, even if it's cold. It's therapeutic. Don't dump it. Ain't rode in a minute. I'm a squid too. You guys know that. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Moans Labs. Hopefully this helps somebody figure out their issue. If not, hopefully, you know, you got some entertainment out of it and maybe learn something. But I know these Gixxers can be a little electrically challenged at times, so if I can help somebody, even better. But I just want to make content that's worthy of the channel. And we will have some more stuff coming soon. For you stunt guys that like that stuff, winter is coming, so I don't know how much more riding we will be getting because it's literally 30 degrees out right now and we're riding. But I'll tough it out as long as you guys are watching the videos. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, thanks for everything. Moans Labs out.